Hi guys, I'm Stefan Muffins, and I am sorry I am looking like this. I am ready for bed after that episode. Oh my god. So I asked if anyone wanted me to make a video with my thoughts, and I'm doing it, I guess, because I have a lot of feelings about this episode. Um, it was amazing. Like, I've been so worried all week because like these theories were coming out of like, oh, Belle's gonna give Hades the dagger. She's gonna betray Rumpel. Blah 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 blah. And I was worried about that. Like I was like, what's gonna happen? It's gonna fuck up the fandom and make us all hate each other. But it was really good. Like nothing like that happened at all. I was like so happy with this entire episode. It was probably one of my favorites since Skin Deep, honestly. And this season has been very nice to us with Rumbelle episodes. Like the Bear and a Bow, it ended well too. Like no one was shot, no one lost their memory, no one died, no one like broke up with the other one worst, horrible, most heart wrenching way possible. Like it was nice. I was like kind of shell shocked. Like what's gonna happen next? Is something really bad happening? Did I miss something? But I really loved it. I loved the Fairy Tale Land past scenes with Belle. I Emily's face kills me in that starting scene where Gaston walks in and Belle just like her eyes are wide as like she's like looking at her dad like what? Excuse me? And then like she turns around to Gaston. She has like this really like gotta deal with a fuckboy face. Like this whole episode, like Belle dealing with a fuckboy, I loved it. That is what I live for. I feel this personally. I could do this now. I could push these stupid guys in the river and something will probably happen, but I won't have a Scottish man there to hold me. But it, I loved what we saw of Belle in Fairy Tale Land. Like I loved the backstory we got to her. We got like Belle hasn't always like well, Belle always has been sassy, you know, and that's one of my. I love that. Like she going to the Dark Castle didn't make her sassy. Belle was always sassy and ready to like just completely own someone. Like Gaston, like their walk, she was so ready to just shoot back everything he gave her. Like I hate Gaston. Like he's like the most realistic representation of a fuckboy. Like this guy who only wants a woman because of her looks. Like he only liked Belle because I think he liked that she fought back and that she was really pretty. And I knew the whole time that this whole like this whole face of him being all like nice and her handsome hero, I knew it was gonna go away. And I really loved that we got to hear a bit more about her mother and how like her mother's basically like that for her. Like her Belle's mom is like that one person in life for people who really just shape you. And Maurice, I have a really love hate, more of a hate relationship with Maurice. Like, I mean, who kidnaps their daughter, honestly, and who tries to run her life? Like it makes me very sad. I felt very sad for Belle at points in this episode, in the past at least, because she's being told what to do by out like she was forced to marry someone and throw away her entire life pretty much. Like Belle wanted a life of adventure and she had to make this sacrifice for her people because well, before getting ahead of myself, I really loved the ogre thing too. Like I don't I just I love animals a lot. I know Emily loves animals a lot too. And that poor ogre, oh, it was so cute. Like the CGI was actually really not horrible. Like not like Hades' hair horrible. It was pretty okay. And it was just so touching that Belle literally put her life on the line to protect that poor thing. And I Gaston is shit. Like oh, that made me so mad. He tortured it. It's just a poor little baby ogre and he tortured the fucking asshole. I loved the whole mirror scene because it reminded me of the Beauty and the Beast mirror scene, even though it's not really the same thing. But we got a mirror and it's Beauty and the Beast. Oh, I love the red eyes, and I love that Belle was defending a monster and a monster before she met her other monster that she defended. And I don't know, maybe someday when she was out in the woods, she was cornered by wolves, and that ogre came and saved her. Canon, yeah. But it was heartbreaking still, because, like, look at what happened to Belle. She did this great, brave thing, and her dad was a total dick to her about it. That made me mad. It made me upset. Like, she's being so brave, and so, like, she is being what a queen should be, you know? Like, she's so compassionate, and she is extending her hand out to this ogre to try and protect him, but, oh no, Belle, you started a whole war. I loved that she was like, we started this war by torturing these young ogres, and I love that. Like, we haven't gotten a lot of perspective on the ogre wars, and that was kind of, it's kind of like a political thing that she figured out, and I love that. Like, she wasn't afraid to mention it either, so I really liked that part of the episode. I really felt for Belle, because, like, you can tell that if she had actually married Gaston, it would have been horrible. Like, she would have been miserable. All of her freedoms would be gone. And for all we know, he could have been, I feel like he had the capacity to be a real asshole to her, which I'm really glad Rumbelle saved her from that. Gaston was the monster, not Rumbelle. The storybook scenes, though. I honestly didn't pay attention to any of the scenes except Rumbelle and Belle, because I am an asshole. But I really loved everything. Like, I was so happy they were fighting in that way. I didn't like the fights before. I didn't like the fights where they didn't listen to each other. In these fights, they listen to each other. Rumbelle really got his point out there, and he was right. He was right. She needed to hear what he told her, because, you know, he's basically telling her, you know, that I need to use this. This is what I've always done. I mean, like, the thing is, like, I think it was important that Rumbelle got the point across that his dark magic isn't... I feel like Belle kind of didn't realize how much he's used it before, almost. Like, I mean, how to put it? It's just like, it felt like out of the blue she was very against it when he's used it in the past in front of her, and she didn't really mind. But I feel like another reason that could be is because she was with him in the coma when he almost died because of using all of that dark magic. But, I mean, perspective. It was all put into perspective, as Rumbelle said. And what was it? What really got me, that I really liked about it, was when he said, in the heat of the moment, you do whatever it takes. And that is what we saw. And we saw a lot of that in the perspective. But I loved Rumbelle and Belle fighting. Like, the bickering. It was like the old days again. Like, dark imp Rumbelle in the fairy tale land, and Belle just, like, going at it and being really cute. It was so... I just love Belle, like, slamming a book down, like, read more! We could do more! And you can heat your tea. That was so... Rumbelle was so done with her. I loved it. Like, they were so... It was just such healthy arguing. I was all for that shit. I just loved it. And the freaking... Oh my god. Like, the confrontation between Rumbelle and Gaston, that was... Bobby was so hot in that, but... It was an arranged marriage. Like, there were so many funny moments in that scene, and Rumbelle, like I said, he was done with Belle. Like, she wanted to help save Gaston, and he's just like, no, this guy was an asshole, Belle. I saved you from that arranged marriage. It had to be. And the freaking locker scene. The locker scene killed me. That was so funny. And it made a lot of sense at the same time, like what Rumbelle was telling her. But, oh my god. I'm just so happy with this episode. I loved Belle tricking Gaston. I love the use of her inanimate objects to trick people. Like, that mannequin, that was a good idea. And that, oh my god, that scene. He's my husband. That was like... I gasped out loud. I was like, yes, you tell him. Like, he was such an asshole. It all came out too. Like, he didn't even give a shit about her. He was just trying to... Oh, that made me mad. Because I think that's really relatable for a lot of women and girls. With guys being two-faced like that. And Belle was awesome. Like, he got aggressive and slamming shit and screaming. And she was just like, he's my husband. I hate Hades. I love him, but I didn't like him talking about, like, I didn't like him touching her stomach, and I didn't like just how creepy he was being, but I did love how Belle and Rumpel were both, like, talking about how he's a deal maker. They know how, like, they know about deals, Hades. Don't even, they know their shit about deals. I'm just blessed. Like, that was so good, and, I'm happy Belle told him about the deal, because I feel like otherwise shit could have really hit the fan, and Rumpel just totally, like, I want to be that man for you, but I'm out. That was so funny. I don't know. I mean, it's bad. It was probably bad because, like, he didn't listen to her, but it was funny because he was ready. He was just, no hesitation. I'm gonna deal with this myself, Belle. I heard your deal, but I'm gonna be the one to send him out. And then he, like, totally Darth Vader choked Hades. And, not Hades, Gaston, but it was still great because, I live to see fuckboys getting beat up by Rumpelstiltskin, sexy Scottish man. That scene now after. Oh my god. I'm still not over the falling scene. That was so... I know people weren't happy because Belle used the dagger against Rumpel, and there were some Mila comparisons, but no. I didn't see it that way. I saw it as, there are two deer men, male deer, hitting their freaking their antlers at each other for a woman, and they aren't listening to the woman. So what does the woman do? The only thing she can do. Like, Belle, that was not a fake I love you and kiss. And can we talk about how hot that kid was? Kiss. Like, I mean, how has your OTP ever made out while one of them choked the other's ex? Like, that was so hot. And the way Rumpel, like, kind of, he didn't want that kiss to be over. He wanted to make out in front of Gaston, which I'm game for that. That's cool, Rumpel. I want to see that too, but I loved it. I love that kiss. I love that moment, but, I admit the dagger when it came out, I was like, Belle, no, what are you doing? No, not again, no, PTSD. No. But I think it was more of a, I love you. I really love you, Rumpel. I need to do this right now because you're not listening to me. I want to try and fix this myself without hurting him and giving Hades what he wants. But we saw what happened, and that was beautiful. In the heat of the moment, you do exactly what it takes to protect your loved one. And Belle did that, no hesitation, and that was really beautiful. And the moment after that was just as beautiful. I loved it. Like, Rumpel was so upset that she did that for him, but he told her, like, you saved me and our baby. And that was touching. And Hades, I wanted Belle to just punch him in the face after that, but Rumpel and Belle are together. There aren't any lies. There aren't any threats of imminent danger, really, besides the baby. But it's Rumpel and Belle. I mean, like, these two guys together, I feel like we've been waiting for them to do this all season, to, like, make a base for their relationship again. And they're together. And I feel like if they combine their sides, if they can understand each other, if she can understand that he needs to use dark magic and that he can harness it for good, but he can't change like that. And if he can understand kind of how worried she is about him using this dark magic, I feel like they could really just take down Hades and make this work. So, that's pretty much my feeling on everything. Like, I'm game for this. I was so shocked afterwards. I was waiting for the slap to the face. Like, what happened? Why am I not crying because this was a horrible episode and something horrible happened? No, it was great. So, yeah, I hope that was somewhat interesting. If you want me to do this again, I could do it again. I don't know. But, yeah. Bye. Rumbelle on. God, they're so cute. That kiss was so hot. Okay, bye.